Graham Potter has been sacked. No longer Chelsea manager. You see me yesterday with Alex talking about the game yesterday, and my responses were, I will not go to another game until Graham Potter leaves this club. It seems to have been his last game. It seems the owners have had enough. It seems like they tried to back him. They continuously kept trying to back Graham Potter in all of this. And it's now come to the final straw. The boos around the ground yesterday have obviously not helped with that. The performances on the pitch have not been good enough. 10 wins, 10 losses is not good enough for Chelsea Football Club. Graham Potter has now left. And it leaves the door open. Because now we have Nagelsmann, who looks like he's favourite from what we're hearing from the likes of Fabrizio Romano and other co's. There's mentions of Pochettino. But when you look at Graham Potter and what he's done at Chelsea up to this point, ever since Thomas Tuchel was fired, you can only, he did not help himself. Not enough consistent performances in the way that we were trying to play. No game plan, no identity. Didn't really see much. Yes, the players are, we look at the players and we partly blame them and we know that we have issues on the pitch. But as a manager, he just didn't seem to have the answers. And when you struggle at a bigger club like Chelsea with not having the answers, the pressure builds. And the pressure built on Graham Potter heavily, massively, to the point where, he's now left the football club. And there's a lot of reasons as to why. You look at him as a man manager with the squad, how he looks, how he decides to make decisions in between the games to impact it. He never did. We completely regressed with him as the manager in games, which is weird. I've never seen a Chelsea team come out in second halves as much as this under this manager and look worse. We were stagnated. We didn't have any idea of what we were trying to do when we were starting games. We saw some good games, don't get me wrong, at the beginning, but it all dried up and it all just seemed to just pile up on Graham Potter, who just could not find the answers. And he has now left Chelsea Football Club. Good luck to him. At the end of the day, it's not a big shock that he has left. Don't get me wrong. The question marks are always around him in regards to can he take that big next step and take on a bigger club like he has done. And the answer to that was that it was too soon, and too soon for a club like Chelsea for him to manage. And I think they've made the right decision, the board. I think it got to the point now where I would say most of the Chelsea fans had turned against even the ones that were still backing him as well. And once it gets to that point, there's nothing left. There's nothing more that us fans can do in terms of backing someone. Because if you're not showing us, what do you expect us to do? And that right there, guys, is why Graham Potter has been sacked. And it's crazy because I can't remember the last time 2 managers have been sacked in one season. It's got to be a first. I honestly can't remember this. It's absolutely crazy. It's bonkers. The owners got it wrong in the first place. We already knew this in regards to Thomas Tuchel back then in making the decision to lay him off. Don't get me wrong. But the owners have now stepped up and maybe just showed, look, you know what? Maybe we made the wrong decision here. They've now got a board. They've now got a recruitment team. They've now got people in their ear to guide them. Nagelsmann's a big reason why they're looking at Nagelsmann is because of the similar project that Chelsea are trying to look at with regards to Red Bull. Vivell is another big player in all of this as well. And I think it's just going to be really interesting to see in the next sort of day or two, or the upcoming days of Chelsea, how we approach the new manager role. Would not surprise me if it is Nagelsmann. Some people may say, well, he hasn't got the biggest or best history. He has won trophies. He got sacked by Bayern Munich on the back of losing 3 games, and that just goes to show the levels that they hold over there and taking Thomas Tuchel on. And it's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers what's going on. And as usual, Chelsea never seem to not entertain. We always seem to entertain, not on the pitch, but also off the pitch. The owners have stood up. They've made a decision. Potter has now left the club. Nagelsmann's looking like he's lined up. And to be honest, I can't really think of anything great in what we saw with him, other than that run in the Champions League, where we were at the bottom and then we made it up through the Champions League table. A couple of games maybe, in the Premier League, but nothing really stood out for him as a manager at Chelsea. The players lost lost the belief in him, the project, the idea of what it is that he wanted to do moving forward as well. And it ended up just being one big, absolute mess at the end of it. And that's where we are now. And the owners have completely and utterly crushed it, finished with it, and tried to now move forward with making the right decision, which is the most important thing right now. Making the right decision. Potter is no more. Potter has left. Means I can go to the next game now because Potter's not here. Does that mean that we change so soon? Maybe not in terms of the way that we play. We know that the assistant is going to be our sort of assistant manager for now, shall we say, which was announced just not long ago. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but at the end of the day, we're moving. And do not be shocked if Chelsea end up announcing a new manager soon, because of how aggressive we are and the way we are. And you look at someone like Nagelsmann, who is available, who might be looking to just jump straight back into the game. This is a great opportunity for him. But we have to make sure we get it right. We can't be going down another year or two down the line, or 6 months down the line, having the same discussions about managers not being able to take us to that next step. And this is what we need. We need that winning mentality back in terms of the manager himself and what he comes in. Yes, style of football is important, but winning, having that winning grit about you. And there's not a lot of managers out there that can do that. A lot of the managers that are, have the CVs, the resumes of winning or know how to do things, there's not many of them. We know that. Nagelsmann, let's see what happens with him. Potter's gone. Potter's no more of Potter. We move. We will be covering more in regards to news in and around Chelsea, not only just on Potter, but also the announcement of the potential new managers as well, guys. Keep smashing the likes. Big up to everyone on Chelsea Fan TV as well. I hope you guys are all good, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Take care.